Hello there, my name is Sosa-Nakata, and this is part 2 of my STEM series. Now, if you haven't seen the last video, go and watch that. It's all about what STEM is. But in this video, we're going to be talking about commonly asked questions about STEM. I have a Google Doc pulled up, and you can't really see it, but I'll read it out loud. So anyway, the first most commonly asked question that I've heard is, does STEM detract from creativity by focusing on purely analytical stuff? Well, it doesn't detract from creativity. In my opinion, it actually elevates it. It just in a different way, because instead of those art classes or theater or something like that, it's more about the creativity of creating something, like in my robotics class or engineering, like stuff like that, to where you can build something and go through a creative process by thinking, okay, how do we improve on this? How do we do these sort of things? But it is different from your usual standpoint of art and stuff like that. So the next question is, what does STEM look like in a classroom? Well, STEM is about the same as most other things. It's integrating everything closer together, like an assignment that has 2 subjects instead of 1, and it's just integration of different parts. It's not some huge difference like fancy technology and stuff. There can be that, but it's mostly the same, just with some added stuff to help the learner understand the connections between different subjects. The third question is, how is STEM different from traditional education? Well, weird thing, I did not mean that to coincide, but it's different because it blends things together, and it doesn't have this huge departure. It's just blending everything together and making you think about everything in a more connected light. The fourth question is, what type of person goes to a STEM school? Now, I'm talking about purely STEM focused schools instead of STEM inside the class, like normal classrooms. If you want to apply and go to a STEM school, you have to think about, are you driven? Do you want to go here? Or is your parent signing you up because they want you to go there? And now that doesn't seem like it's a huge thing, but it really is, because that's what makes a STEM person, is that you have to want to go there. Do you like creating things? Do you like going through engineering? Do you like building stuff? That's another question. Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to do STEM? I don't know why I said talk there, but do you want to go through the STEM process? And it's things like this. You have to be driven and just you have to want to do all these things. That's what makes a STEM kid. The next question is, one second, I lost my page. How does the schedule change when it's including STEM? Now, the schedule doesn't really have much of a shift, because, as I said, it's more integrating different subjects together. But if you are having a specific class for STEM, that is inside of the normal schedule too. Like, it may be A day, B day. On A day you get this class, because I know in my school we have these electives where on an A day you do the design time, which is our demanded course for STEM, and it's really fun, and it's all about STEM. And on B day we do another class like career pathways or professional communications, things like that. And that's about the only time it changes. You could have at one school, you could have it at the start of the day, maybe a few days, but the true goal of STEM is to have it not affect the schedule, but be integrated into the normal classes so that everything fits together. But there could be a STEM class specifically for STEM. The next question is, what does a STEM test look like? Because we know the standardized testing of A, B, C, D, pick an answer, or just all that stuff, the normal standardized testing. But for STEM, it's all about creating something. So that's what a test for STEM looks like, is not the end product, but how did you get there is the question. To quote a movie, I think I'm quoting a movie, it's more about the journey than the destination. Because while it's great having something good at the end of the day, the real focus of STEM is, how did you get there? How did you research it? How did you brainstorm it? How did you work with other people? All these things coming together creates a good STEM test. But it's not really about the test. It's more about just your skills on how to create something. It's a weird roundabout way of saying it, but yeah, that's what a test is for STEM. The next question is, are sports still a part of STEM? Like a STEM focused school. Now, I've heard this question asked a lot at like meetings where people are like, hey, what about sports? But the thing is, because it's a more STEM focused school, a lot of this sports will be dropped. At like my middle school, I still have sports like basketball and football, I think, and volleyball. All those sports are still there. But at the high school level, once you get there, a bunch of the sports are dropped off, and I only think there's like one or two, and most of them are just they're not like the normal sports you see at a high school. So that's like a detracting feature. Like if you're super into sports, then that's sort of a weighing point for you. Like, ooh, is this more important to me, or do I want to do this? So that's a good question and a good thing to think about. The next question is STEM fast-tracked? Like, because you have to fit in so much into a STEM curriculum, does it go faster than a normal class? Well, the answer to that is, at least at my school and the schools I'm hoping to go to in the future at least, yes, the courses are fast-tracked, which means it's like a pre-AP course or an AP course. It's faster than normal, but if you can handle like a pre-AP course, then STEM's a good fit. I like it. I was doing pre-AP courses, and this is about the same speed. So yeah, it's fast-tracked, but if you can keep up with the pace, then it could be a good fit. The next question is, what happens to the core classes? This is probably the most important question. Like, what happens to math, science, history? I feel like I'm forgetting. Yeah, I was definitely forgetting one. Reading and writing. Those classes are not ditched at all in STEM. Actually, they're still the main focus, of course. You gotta take those core classes. And in those classes, instead of just normal, it does have the core curriculum that you have to learn, but it also blends everything together. Like I've been saying on the other points, everything is blended together. That is the main focus of STEM, so that you can be like, oh, okay, so I have this writing assignment here where I'm doing research for science, and it's also a writing assignment, so that you can blend everything together. It's like, I don't know, it helps you understand that everything comes together. And that's what STEM is about. And my computer just turned off. Still, but those are the most commonly asked questions about STEM. Also, really good timing for my computer there. But yeah, if you have any more questions, post them in the comment section below. Never mind, I just realized the YouTube doesn't have a comment section for these videos anymore. But still, thank you guys for watching. If you like the content you see, go down the playlist of more, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.